United States can bail out the S&L, and we can bail out the airlines, and we can bail out Wall Street, we can bail out Freddie Mae and Freddie Mac, and we can bail out the automobile industry. How come we can't help our senior citizens? I mean, all of this to me is not what I fought for. I don't think this is what our forefathers in the Constitution did when they said justice for people and provide for the common welfare. A lot of the money that we get here in the United States, we help every country in the world. Why can't we help our senior citizens? Why can't we step up and say, hey, there's no reason for you not to take your pills because you can't afford it. No reason for you to go hungry because you got to pay the electric bill and the heating bill, because people do this. It's happened all over this county. People who can't afford because their eligibility gets cut or they get completely put out of the program because they get a raise on their Social Security. The seniors have a saying, the Fed gives on one hand, the state and the county takes away on the other, because the criteria is set up to reach in these windows of their eligibility doesn't go up when the raises go into effect. This year we got a 5.8 raise in our Social Security. I don't know how it affected a lot of the people. Me personally, it affected my Medicare D. My policy went up, my prescriptions went up. So I wonder, you know, if it affects me, who else is it affecting? Because I'm not on these programs. But I see the people that are on these programs, and I wonder what they have to do, what's going to happen to these people. So what I'm asking this board to do, I don't know where your power is, situation is, but what I'm trying to do is the programs that we're going to keep, there's going to be a lot of cuts, but the programs that are going to keep, I ask either for a policy change or a resolution that we can put onto the state, to the federal government to adopt, that when people get raises on their Social Security, they shouldn't lose their eligibility in their entitlement programs of which they're keeping. So what I'm asking this board is to become the first. Let Mendocino County Board of Supervisors step up and say, hey, we're going to take care of our senior citizens. We're going to pass a resolution or a policy change that when these raises go into effect, that the senior citizens don't lose out. Thank you very much. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Rose. We have Susan Era here, who is in charge of our older adult service here in Mendocino County. She's right. If she might want to say a few words.
Yeah, there's a few other people here that want to talk to you, so I'm going to step down for right now.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Rose. We spoke on the phone, but it's very nice to meet you in person. I'm Susan Era. I'm director of the Adult and Older Adult System of Care with Health and Human Services Agency, and I also have the honor of being the Area Agency on Aging Director for Lake and Mendocino County. And first and foremost, I want to thank Mr. Rose for his advocacy. This has been an issue of importance for quite a while, and we are very aware that there are seniors who have as a top priority for them, one of their key issues is not enough money to live on, and this issue about COLA increases does come into play. We do know that in the Health and Human Services Agency we have many entitlement programs, in particular Medi-Cal, in-home supportive services, to name a few, food stamps, another. In most cases, there are protections when there is an increase, a COLA increase, for instance, in-home supportive services and in Medi-Cal, that would protect for that 5% COLA increase. It would not make our clients, in most cases, ineligible. However, in some cases, it does create a share of cost. And for many of our seniors, we know any additional cost is a huge issue to them. We know that over 14% of the seniors in Mendocino County are already below poverty level. And so we are very concerned about this. Most of the programs that Mr. Rose is referring to are entitlement programs that are governed by federal legislation, and some by state. For instance, the in-home supportive services program is a state program. So we can provide advocacy and potentially have an impact in the future through that advocacy, and I think it is a worthwhile effort. For those programs that do not have protections for this population. We did speak with HUD, the HUD programs, the Community Development Commission as well. And in the voucher programs and the public housing programs, there are seniors that are affected. Typically, they don't lose their eligibility, but again, the amount that they have to pay in rent would be increased in some cases with these COLA increases. So I do think Mr. Rose makes an excellent point. I have already referred this issue to the Area Agency on Aging Advisory Council for follow-up, and also to our California Senior Legislature Representative Horace Mann. I think that advocacy group in particular can support the board, and we welcome Mr. Rose. I'd like for him to come to our next meeting if he's available and talk to the advisory council, because I think they can take this issue forward as well. So I thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Any other members of the public want to speak?
Hello, my name is Wendy Pollitz, and I helped work with J.R. Rose on formulating the draft resolution that hopefully you all got a copy of. And what we're hoping for is that the board adopt this resolution or something very similar. It's just a statement saying that you support the fact that there should be similar corresponding COLA increases with the various entitlement programs. We're taking this to both political parties. We're taking this to our legislators. We're taking it to various counties. We're taking it to senior caucuses within political parties. And I feel that if we all pull together in this issue, you are the first we've been able to get before, although it isn't that we've been denied, it's just a time issue. If you were to take a stand, then next we could go to Lake County and say Mendocino County adopted this, will you? We can go to Humboldt County. We can go all over the state, and that is our intent. Often the federal government does give you money and take it away with another cost of living payment, as she said. Over most of these programs, you have to be, this is anecdotal, 200% below the poverty level. Imagine living on $700 a month and expecting you to pay rent increase for that. One of the reasons I'm here is because I watch elderly people shop, and it's sad. They can't afford meat or cheese. These poverty programs do help people. The face of poverty hasn't really changed. It's always been, the elderly have always been poor. However, with our food programs, they're not eating cat food and dog food. We don't hear about that. However, it's pretty serious out there, and we'd just like you to support us in this commitment. And I thank JR and Mr. Pinches for bringing this to the board's attention. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else from the public want to speak on this? Okay, bring it back for discussion at the County Council. I'd like to ask a question. We were submitted here just recently a proposed resolution. I don't believe, could we take action on that, or would we have to bring that back for a future agenda?
I would recommend bringing it back at a future time, and we can actually put it in the proper format and even add to it.
Okay. Supervisor McCallum?
Well, that would be my preferred action, and I think the county can take primarily an advocacy role, because we don't, in most cases, set the eligibility requirements, but I think staff could certainly improve the resolution and strengthen it, and then we can have that back in front of us, possibly our next meeting.
Thank you. Supervisor Colfax?
Thank you.